Good afternoon, I'm Carl Diamond.
And I'm Emily Burton.
Today, we preview one of the strangest playoff finals in history.
Park Live cricket correspondent Curtis Aldroyd joins us in the studio.
And we have the latest from the man who can't stop breaking records.
But first, Charlton Town play against Stevenage tomorrow on the back of a 3-2 home win to Swindon last weekend. It's their last game of the season in League Two, and manager Michael Duff will be hoping to finish his first season at the club on a high. We'll hand over to our football studio now, where they'll be talking all about Charlton Town.
Welcome to your afternoon Park Life Sport update, and I'm your host, Jacob Phillips. Charlton Town travelled to Stevenage this Saturday, looking to win their final League Two fixture of the season. I'm joined by Bill Ledbury, who'll be previewing this fixture and also reflecting on the season as a whole. But first, here's what Michael Duff had to say pre-Stevenage this Saturday.
It's not a bad game to be involved in because obviously Stevenage has still got a squeak of the playoffs. So if we turn up and just think, we'll just go through the motions, we'll get beat again.
Good afternoon, Bill.
Good afternoon, Jacob.
Michael Duff has made it very clear in this morning's press conference that this side need to maintain an air of professionalism ahead of their trip to Stevenage this Saturday. Do you agree with that statement, Bill?
Absolutely. One thing's for sure is the players can't start thinking that they've gone their holidays. As far as their season's concerned, it's mission accomplished for them. They've achieved safety. However, if they can win on Saturday, what that will do is it'll actually breathe confidence going into next season.
Yeah, I fully agree with that. One thing that Michael Duff said in this press conference this morning is, he would have snapped your hand off to achieve safety this season. Obviously, they've now done that. How would you assess sort of Michael Duff's job this season? How well has he done?
Oh, Jacob, he's done an absolutely fantastic job, hasn't he?
Yeah,
what a fantastic season it's been for Charlton. It's been up and down. Obviously, the departure of Gary Johnson at the start of the year. We were actually back at the reverse fixture in October, weren't we, for the Stevenage match where they lost 2-0. They were booed off at half-time, and it looked like relegation was on the cards.
Yeah, I'd say probably their worst performance that I've definitely seen at home this season.
Absolutely, it was a really bad performance from the club. However, over the next 29 games under Michael Duff, they've completely turned it around, and what a job he's done.
Yeah, they've actually picked up 47 points in that time, those 29 games that you've mentioned. Hypothetically, had Michael Duff been there at the start of the season and things been a little bit different, do you reckon they could have maintained a playoff push this season?
Well, who knows what game we'd be previewing this weekend, Jacob. We'd probably be looking ahead to the playoffs. But yeah, if Michael Duff had started the season, there's absolutely no reason as to why they wouldn't be going for promotion.
Talking about the playoffs there, Bill, as you mentioned, what positions would you say Charlton need to earmark to strengthen? Or definitely the striker department, would you say?
Absolutely. They've got Luke Varney, who's been absolutely pivotal for them. He's hit double figures this season. But they're looking a little bit lightweight, aren't they? They've got Manny Duku, who's out on loan at Halifax at the moment. There's rumours he's got some attitude problems at the club. Obviously, they brought in Rakesh Bingham, but it sort of hasn't really worked out for him. I think they've got Luke Varney, but if they can bring another striker in, it'll put them in good stead for next season.
Obviously, Luke Varney has got 14 goals in League Two this season, actually picked up 3 end-of-season awards at the last home game against Swindon Town. Do you reckon he's got one more season in? Do you reckon he can do it another season?
Listen, nothing's guaranteed in football, is it, Jacob? But look, what a job he's done. Like you said, 14 goals this year. Remarkable to hit double figures at the time was a poor Cheltenham side. But going into next season, they're playing great football, and if they can get the right deliveries into the box, then one player that you do want the end of the crosses is Luke Varney.
That's all we've got time for in today's afternoon Park Life Sport update. I've been Jacob Phillips. It's now time to hand over to Emily and Carl back in the studio.
Best of luck to Charlton Town this weekend.
Forest Green Rovers also feature on the final day of League Two action as they host Exeter at the New Lawn. An automatic promotion place was in their hands, but a 4-3 defeat at Crewe means they'll have to settle for a playoff place. Mark Cooper won't want his side to dwell on what could have been. We sent Joe Tyrrell to find out more.
Forest Green host Exeter City this weekend on the final day of the regular League Two season. Rovers are already guaranteed a playoff spot, but could have achieved an automatic place had they beaten Crewe last weekend. The Green Devils were eventually beaten 4-3 despite being 3-1 up, but manager Mark Cooper insisted the team can't worry about what-ifs.
No, there is no if-onlys for us. We can't worry about ifs, buts, maybes. We have to concentrate on what we can manage and what we control. I'm sure we've lost any momentum. Well, it was a freak set of events, really, when you look. In control and the ball bobbles up and it hits Millsy on the knee and goes in the top corner and the game changes. So it was a freak series of events. I think what it does, it gives us an opportunity to digest it and make sure it doesn't happen again with the playoffs in mind. And when if a situation does arise where we come under a bit of pressure, we're a bit calmer and ready to see it.
Forest Green could play one of up to 8 different teams in the playoffs, which include MK Dons, Tranmere and Newport County. The semi-finals get underway next week. Joe Tyrrell, Park Sport.
On to non-league football now in Gloucestershire, and it's been a bizarre few days in the playoffs. We sent George Allen to Cirencester Town to find out the latest.
It's been a crazy few days in the EvoStick Division 1 South playoffs for some of our Gloucestershire-based clubs. The hope of promotion for one team in particular has been crushed, despite coming out on top in their semi-final.
I'm here following Cirencester Town's 2-1 loss against Cinderford Town on Wednesday night. Although Cirencester were favourites to win the playoffs, they did fall at the first hurdle, and I spoke to both managers after the game.
We had that attitude of, we want to show everybody that we deserve, that we can win these playoffs and that we would deserve to be promoted. And I think that attitude, there was a great determination in the changing rooms, and the boys took that out onto the pitch. I thought we were absolutely brilliant today.
Although Cinderford won the game, they won't be promoted even if they win the playoffs due to their points per game being lower than the rest of the 18 sides fighting promotion at Step 4. This means their trophy cabinet might be getting bigger, but their promotion dreams won't. We also spoke to Cirencester's club secretary, Scott Griffin, on what he thought about the controversy.
All the clubs knew about it. We've known from the start of the season. I don't think it's really sort of become reality until the last few weeks of the season, where people all of a sudden start calculating points, and then the realisation is that, hold on a sec, we could miss out here. But it is what it is. It's not ideal. I mean, it makes last night's game a bit of a farce, really, but that's been there from the start of the season.
Although neither Cirencester Town or Cinderford Town will be getting promoted this season, you can certainly expect Cinderford to give it their all this Bank Holiday Monday when they face the 8th Town in the final at Lodge Road.
Cheltenham-born West Bromwich Albion forward Jamie Soule is believed to be a target for European giants Borussia Dortmund. The German club have showed interest over Soule over his impressive performance in the FA Youth Cup semi-final against Manchester City in April. Jamie's dad Lee was recently manager of FC Barometrics in the Gloucestershire Northern Senior League Division 1. Soule could now follow in the footsteps of fellow English youngster Jadon Sancho by moving to the Westfalenstadion.
On to rugby now, and Gloucester welcome Newcastle Falcons to Kingsholm for their final game of the season. The Cherry Whites are playoff contenders for the first time in 8 years, whilst their visitors need a bonus point win to avoid relegation. Our reporter Georgia Baker is live from the stadium for us now.
Thanks, Em. As you can see, there's some devoted fans behind me picking up their last-minute tickets for tomorrow night's game against bottom of the league Newcastle. Gloucester unfortunately faced a loss last week against Worcester, 27-20. So hopefully this week they can bring back a win. Kick off here, 3 p.m. tomorrow.
Thank you, Georgia. If you want to know where the last Gloucester semi-final team are now, then head over to our website, parklifesport.com, to see what the likes of Nick Wood are getting up to.
Over to cricket now. England are playing Ireland today in a warm-up match before they head to the World Cup this summer. One player who won't feature this summer is Nottinghamshire opening batsman Alex Hales, who is out of the England World Cup squad due to failing his second drugs test. I'm joined by Park Life cricket correspondent Curtis Aldroyd. Hi Curtis, how are they doing without him?
Well, they're bowling at the moment, so we won't find out until later in the day when it comes to the batting. But Ireland are currently 158 for 7, so England's standing in good stead today.
Who can we expect to see to replace Hales?
Well, James Vince, who's playing today, he'll be a sure contender. He just scored 190 against Gloucestershire and is averaging 71 this year in the Royal London One Day Cup. He has been on the international scene before, but he's yet to actually establish a place in the team. So they might look at somewhere else, someone like Sam Hain, who's been playing for Warwickshire. He's a young lad. As soon as he's come on the scene, though, he's been unbelievable. But I reckon this World Cup's a little bit too soon for him. And then the other option is Nick Gubbins at Middlesex. He's obviously Owen Morgan's teammate there. But then again, he might not go with them again because he's not proven himself on the international scene. So that's 3 contenders I'd look at.
Who would be your pick?
My pick would be James Vince. He's the one that's had experience at international level. And I think that's who they'll probably go with because for the other two, the World Cup's come too soon for them.
Thanks for that, Curtis.
Cheltenham Racecourse will host their last meet of the season tonight. Former jockey and now trainer Max Comley will see his horse Knockadary Flyer take part in the 5:50 p.m. race. The trainer spoke to us earlier about the horse's chances.
He's in good form. He's done everything right so far. He's had a good season so far. He's 40 to 1. He probably doesn't deserve to be that priced. He ran very well at Warwick a few weeks ago, a few months ago even now. He came sixth behind a horse called Hazel Hill, which won at the Cheltenham Festival. And some of the horses behind him, Double Ross and Cousin Pete and a few other horses that he beat have gone on and won since. And so, I mean, if the form works out, it should be bang there, really.
Gloucester's Jamie MacDonald is a record breaker and a best-selling author, but his journey has not finished yet. After spending much of his childhood in and out of hospitals with a rare spine condition, Jamie is devoted now to giving back to kids who are in a similar condition to what he went through. In partnership with the charity Superhero Foundation, Jamie has begun his next challenge, which may prove to be his toughest yet.
Jamie MacDonald may seem like an unassuming citizen, but in reality he lives a dual life with his superhero alias, Adventure Man. With incredible feats already conquered, Jamie is now embarking on a new world record attempt. Jamie will try to run the furthest distance recorded on a treadmill within 1 week. We sent George Brereton to Gloucester Quays to speak to Rich Lee, the man behind Adventure Man's next mission.
The charity is for the Superhero Foundation. Tell us a bit about that. So, Superhero Foundation was founded 4.5 years ago. I'm a trustee of the foundation too. We help families raise money for treatment and get access to treatment that they might not otherwise be able to afford or have access to. So, there's a lot of operations, for instance, that aren't available on the NHS that we help people raise money for to kind of life-changing treatment operations and procedures.
And tell us a bit about Jamie as a person himself. Also has been posted as an inspirational and a hero, really.
He's a mate, so I'm not going to say that. Because if he ever watches this back, he'll be like, "Oh, you think that?" No. What Jamie does is phenomenal. A lot of it is mental. I'd say a huge portion of what he does is all, as an old coach of mine used to say, top few inches. He's just capable of putting his body through something that most people just aren't, and then just keep going. He's always said that one thing he'll do is keep going. And he had a bit of a blip this morning where he wasn't sure if he was going to be able to carry on. But like nobody else I know, he's able to pull himself up and out of that and keep going. And I think that's what people appreciate with Jamie. They also, because his story is so inspirational in the sense of he's really sick as a kid. Managed to with a rare spinal condition called trichomania. I don't know if you condition. And it kind of manifested itself sometimes in that he wasn't able to move his legs. He spent a lot of time in and out of hospital, in and out of Great Ormond Street and Gloucester Royal. So the first thing he did when, as an adult, he thought, what am I going to do with my life, was give back. And he's just kept giving back. And it's all now kind of, like I say, snowballed into this, which is raising as much money as we can to make as much difference as we can to children.
Wow, what an inspirational person Jamie is. You can keep up to date with Jamie's world record attempts across all of his social media profiles or at his website adventureman.org, where he is currently 4 days into his 7-day challenge.
That was your Park Life Sport Roundup.
Have a good evening. Goodbye.